Hello, guys. Yes, welcome back to the meeting. As I said before, these are excerpts from the CNBC Investment Club, and these are reactions videos. And I am just giving my take on that. So earlier on, if you was here with us, we had some technical difficulties. So we're gonna continue with the CNBC Investment Club, and I will give you my take on that. And if you continue joining us, thank you for sticking with us. And let's just listen to the CNBC Investment Club, and I'll give my take once we get back.
There are a number of active service people and veterans here today, and we want to point out what an amazing contribution they make into making us safe. When I see them, I thank them.
Absolutely. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all who have served. Just so important.
I remember during the Vietnam era when soldiers came back, they were disrespected. And of course, my father was a veteran, said, you must never do that. So this is the right posture that we've adopted. People should know that it wasn't always like this in the country. We have to continue it. And my last suggestion on this is that you go to the World War II Museum in New Orleans and learn about what our service people really did and what they accomplished. And with that, we have kind of a day of reassessment. A day of reassessment where people are saying, okay, if things are really good, why do we need Bristol Myers? Why don't we just buy Nucor? This is a rapid rotation that we would both admit, I think, is not healthy.
A lot of sector rotation going on. We're seeing the NASDAQ follow through with some strong gains after yesterday's historic rally, of course. Yes, you pointed out healthcare seeing some weakness today. They're going back to tech. Perhaps some of that is due to the drop in the dollar that we saw. It had its worst day in 7 years. It's rolled back all the way back to, I think, August were the levels it's last traded at, the U.S. dollar index. Of course, bond yields plummeted yesterday. Bond market closed today, so we won't have that as a factor.
Well, then can I just stop and just say Johnson & Johnson down 5. I've been in touch with the company. They have no idea. Actually, they had a good one of the drugs succeeded in a test down 6. And this is what you buy. Okay. Now, this is going to go down all through the day as people rotate out of these. And yet, when the bond market opens, people are going to realize, wow, I can get a very good yield in J&J, and they've got a number of things coming. So if I can buy a quality company like J&J down 6 and then maybe down 8, let's say you're new to the club and you want to buy 200 shares of Johnson & Johnson. Buy 100 now and then wait to see if it doesn't go down 10 and then buy the second 100.
Yeah.
It's just a practical way that you do portfolio management. You don't come in and say, aha, this is the level. You say instead, this is interesting. Let me put some money to work, and I'll put some money to work if it keeps falling. But do that now.
Yeah, and the sector rotation, it's so interesting, really playing out. Meanwhile, perhaps some of it's also being sparked by some good news out of China in that they're easing some restrictions. That's driving up energy prices, commodity prices as well, to see that economy come online.
This is a recognition, Jeff, that there's not a lot of new money coming into the market. This is to buy FTX and to buy EL. Okay. Now, when I say vicious rotation, what I'm saying is I don't like it that this stock's down 6 because what it shows is that the asset class is a little damaged.
Right.
Estee Lauder, I think, could go to 300 in a flash if we just had further confirmation.
Yeah, let's leave this on. Perhaps another way to think of it too, the stock's only down 1% year to date. It's had a very nice run since October. Profit taking happening here, putting it into other sectors that have been really beaten down over the last year. Where it was almost 1 year ago the peak in the market.
But I do remember J&J splitting up. The company you see now is not the company you're going to see. It's a faster growing company now. A company like Danaher is viewed as the opposite. It's viewed as being a winner in this. Now, I never want to denigrate any of our positions. I think Danaher is a $300 stock. But that's just the kind of misinformation and the kind of thinking that is so muddled. If I don't mind use an NFL analogy, it's misdirection. It's a misdirection.
Yeah, Danaher, obviously a big China business as well. So yes, the core plays to the China reopening are going to be, of course, Estee Lauder, the single greatest way we think to play the reopening. Wynn Resorts as well, Starbucks too, given their ambitions there. But Danaher also a very strong move today.
See, now this is a natural to go. We bought this stock because we felt that China would come back. So I think we take this level out, and then we take this level out, and I think you have a really, really good stock. So even I tend not to like the stocks up 11. This one I actually am saying buy some. I like the J&J down 6 though. But this is an orderly way to be able for President Xi not to lose face, to be able to open up China.
Yeah, by the way, Singles Day, it's a shopping holiday over in China. Seeing some reporting about a mixed spending, but I did read an article in Reuters that says JD.com, sorry for read this to that. They said in the first 10 minutes, turnover for 87 international beauty brands, including Estee Lauder, tripled from last year.
Yeah,
so people want to get out. They want to buy their skincare, huge business for them in China.
Fabrizio Freire told us that one of the problems is that the Chinese is very experiential shopping. They like to go see, it's fun. I mean,
right.
we used
Have a good
to
time.
go to the mall. Yeah. But I will say that the fact that Reuters said that means that this direct-to-consumer part of the business could be very hot. It's very lucrative. Mm-hmm. So if you open up the airports with duty-free and you make it so that there's a Singles Day where you can buy it direct-to-consumer, that's a terrific stock to own.
Anyway, guys, so I just wanted to share that with you a little bit. They did talk about Johnson & Johnson. They did talk about Estee Lauder, which last week we talked about that, and we talked about buying that stock when it was 198. Is the boat left already? I don't think so. I think you could still get in by buying some of that stock. STC, which is Constellation brand, let me just discuss that a little bit. That is a beer company. So, in a recession, as Jim always says, that companies, the people drink beer in a recession. They don't stop drinking beer in a recession. Just to recap again, yesterday, we see a lot of oil stock yesterday. So, guys, I think yesterday they bought Pioneer. And a couple days ago, they bought Coterra. I'm going to go buy some STZ because this investment club did send out a memo saying that they're buying 25 shares of STZ, which is Constellation brand, guys. So if you're enjoying the video, please subscribe to me. I'm also on Patreon. You can follow my link. I have the link for my Patreon. If you want to get more information as to everything we do, you could join me on Patreon. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you're finding value. And just to recap, Johnson & Johnson, they talk about Estee Lauder and the oil stock. Just before I leave, I still want to talk a little bit about the chip stock. Companies like NVIDIA. I think they did talk about NVIDIA. NVIDIA is doing good, but we don't want to get too crazy because we know what's been happening with tech. So we want to be reserved, kind of stay in cash a little bit, kind of look for stocks that give you dividends, guys. So think about the oil stock. Think about Johnson & Johnson. It's at 168 the last time I checked. I like Johnson around the 165, 166 level. So try to look for that. So STZ, Johnson & Johnson, any of these stocks will be fine. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you on our next video.